Can you hear it when it says recording in progress?
Yes.
Okay, because when I do that on people, I don't want them to be like, oh, now I'm being recorded. All right. How are you doing? How are your calls coming?
I haven't made calls in a while, so not well.
Tell me about that.
I've just been caught up in other stuff. So, and I actually talked to Ron about it, and I'm not gonna feel guilty about it.
You know what? He just took the words out of my mouth. You know what? I mean, I know you well enough now to know that you probably do feel guilty about it. And I think you just have to a lot of times in this business, I was talking to an agent yesterday about like, sometimes we think that we have to do all or nothing. And then if we don't do what we say we're going to do, we just feel guilty. And I don't know what it is about this business. I think it's a lot of the reason why a lot of agents get out of the business is they can't stand like feeling guilty every day for not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and I really don't like doing the calls, and I told him that, and he said, well, you know what, if you don't like broccoli, why would you eat it every day? Why don't you just eat all your broccoli on one day? So that's gonna be my new philosophy, I think, is until I like it, I'll probably just do calls once a week.
You know what? I think if everybody just called once a week, I mean, you know how much more business you'd have if you just made calls once a week consistently?
Yeah.
It would be amazing. And you wouldn't have to like just go do your other stuff the rest of the days, right? Or find other ways other than making phone calls. You know, it's a different world right now. People like, I know it's different because, you know, there's not as many people that pick up their phone. You know, I think video is a great way to reach people right now. I mean, have you ever gotten like when it's your birthday? Has anyone ever sent you a video instead of a text for your birthday?
Yeah, in fact, the coaching I do, we're on a 6-week video challenge. You have to send at least one video text every day for
I
6
I
weeks.
think that is a great challenge. And I've been pushing videos for the last couple of years because I get a very few videos, but when I do get a video, I always open it, especially if it's just in my text. And you can only do like a 20-second video if you send it by text, you know, just a really short video. And
Right.
you know, like you can do a generic video, like don't address any one person. So it's a video, something to do with like, you know, hi, I hope your family's doing well. You know, I know this has kind of been a crazy real estate market the last couple of years. If you're curious about what's going on right now, if you have questions, if you've thought about buying, selling, investing, or if your family needs help, you know, someone you know needs help, or you just have questions for me, you know, please feel free to reach out. If there's ever anything I can do for you, I'm happy to, and I hope your family's doing well. Have a wonderful day. And, you know, I learned something too. We had an agent in our office that would, and I don't know how I really feel about this, but have you guys heard of the app Slide Dial?
Yeah.
So he would put all of his contacts in this slide dial and he would make the phone call first, right? And so this is like, and I know it's kind of like those days, like it's like, I just can't make the phone calls, like physically, mentally, emotionally, like you just can't make the call, but you want to let them know that you did try to reach out, but you really didn't. Like it shows that you called them, but then you shoot the video, right? So it looks like you tried to call them and then you shoot that generic video over. I mean, it's an idea.
Yeah. I on my last listing, I did a video of just me out in front of the house, just talking about the house, and then texted that to my SOI via my Reach app.
Yeah. And what's your app called?
Reach.
Reach. Yeah. And KV Core will text out to your whole database. There's a lot of programs that will text out to like thousands of people, like you just push a button and that video will go out to everybody, right?
Yeah, that's what Reach does, is it just texts everybody on that list.
Yeah, so write that
And,
down, Brian, reach. It's a great idea.
and they don't
And
know that, they don't know, they think the text is to them only. They don't know that it went to 100 people.
yeah, and I think KV Core does the same thing. It doesn't make it look like you're texting like everybody. It just is specifically to them. Is that right, Daryl? KV Core, it just makes it look like it's going to that one person.
That is correct. They're individual.
Yeah.
That's true of their
Yeah.
emails as well.
No, that's awesome. Brian, what are you up to these days?
Same thing as last week. Yeah, still trying to reach out to my SOI, doing a little bit of circle prospecting around yeah, around a client that just moved in. So
Awesome. Awesome. And Dawn, how are you doing with your, are you making any calls for your SOI, or is that going to be your once a week, you're going to call your SOI?
No, my SOI is different. My once a week
Okay.
will be expired.
Good. Awesome. Okay, so what I have up here is the SOI script. I always had a really hard time reaching out to my SOI. I went to this class, her name was Melody Sheridan, years ago. And, you know, I know a lot of you've heard me say this, but she just gave me a really different perspective of my SOI. Instead of me calling and saying, you know, how can you help me? It gave me the perspective of me reaching out saying, how can I help you? Right? And it also taught me that when I'm talking to someone, I'm always thinking like, how can I expand my SOI? How can I be networking with other people, other businesses, other small businesses, other people that also need to find clientele, like attorneys, accountants, financial planners, and then all those service providers like roofers, plumbers, electricians. I mean, really anyone that is also trying to find a client base, just like we are, right? So we're always on the hunt for, you know, expanding like our referral base. What's a better way, you know, to do business than to have people that are constantly sending us referral business, right? And it is a little slower. It does take time to build this. So, you know, it's always nice to have current leads, you know, working on, like Dawn is working once a week on expireds, you know, that type of business. And like Brian going and doing like the just sold business is awesome. But, you know, try to add in maybe like a few expireds in there, something that's more like you could do immediate, build those skills maybe once a week. Maybe not do that all the time because it's more competitive, but maybe once a week, call those expireds, or something that's more like they're screaming, I need to sell a house, right? That might be more immediate business, and then keep building that foundation with your sphere of influence. Keep networking with those business opportunities, right? That are gonna like pay off down the road. So this script, so it starts out just, you know, introduce yourself, just depending on your relationship. And then it just goes through, it's kind of a guide for me, like, how do I kind of want the call to go? At the bottom of this, it's kind of like the 4 things that I'm trying to do during the call. Number 1, I'm trying to give them some kind of education, right? I'm asking them, are you curious about the market? And then I know some kind of blurb, right? Hey, right now it's a great opportunity for buyers, right? That window kind of shut for a little bit because like we were seeing a lot of multiple offers. Prices are going up a little bit because buyers are trying to get into homes, right? But I don't think we're over with this yet. So we're kind of like letting them know, like it's, you know, we don't know when this is going to be over, but we do know that prices are still down. I think there's still an opportunity to get in and gain equity before things really go back up. Just kind of have some kind of blurb about like the market, what's happening right now. Sellers are still getting a decent price for their homes, right? It's not a bad time to make a move if people are motivated. You've got to find that motivation. And then, people that have equity in their home, you're asking the questions, have you thought about investing in something for your future, right? This may be a time to get in before prices really start climbing again over the next couple of years. Setting a point, trying to find an appointment. So going along those questionings of, do you have a friend or family that need help buying, selling, investing? The third thing would be making sure we get their contact information. Do we have their email? Do we have their, their current address, right? So making sure that we have that. And then number 4, what kind of a question can I ask during the call to maybe get one more name, right? Do they, and then we'll just kind of go through these line of questionings. I'm always looking for great people that I can refer out to my friends, family, my clients. Do you work with anyone currently or in the past that does a great job that I would be, what's the word? I was going to say happy, but I would be honored. What's a good word? I would like to refer to my friends, family, past clients, that someone that you've used before, someone that does a good job, right? So you're trying to get names. Say that again.
Someone you'd feel comfortable referring.
Yes, someone you trust, someone you feel comfortable with. Exactly. So you're trying to get names, and I've had a SOI give me pages of names or text me pages of names. So I'm thinking of people I know that maybe know a lot of people. Maybe they just remodeled their house, so they know a good plumber, roofer, electrician, people that know a lot of people. Maybe they know a good accountant, a good attorney, a good financial planner, right? And they send you all 3, right? So that's what this kind of script goes through. And then I just barely got done getting the other script done. So we'll pull that one up after we do this one. And that's the script that, like when we call that accountant, we call that attorney, and how we talk to that accountant, that attorney, that roofer, that plumber. Okay. So who wants to have a stab at this first? Do you want me to do this first, just so you can see kind of how it sounds? All right,
Sure.
Dawn, will you be one of my SOI for me? I'll have you be Pam. She's one of my neighbors. So for me, like, I have a tough time calling people like in my neighborhood, right? So this is a way for me to like feel comfortable calling someone like in my neighborhood and actually picking up the phone and making the phone call. So it's made it so much easier for me. So actually, I'll let you be a man, Dawn. I won't make you be a woman. You be her husband. Now I'm not going to remember her husband's name. So you be Jason. Okay, so ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Jason?
Yeah, it is.
Jason, this is Katie Bush, your neighbor. I know I haven't seen you for a while. How have you been?
Been doing okay. Just a little busy, but fine.
Yeah, well, what have you been up to today with your speaking and stuff? Have you done anything exciting with your public speaking events?
Yeah, I just did a little event down in St. George, and I've got a few scheduled for next month. So yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. I mean, my husband and I really would like to know like your schedule. I mean, we would love to come see you sometime. Would you even mind, like, this is my cell phone number, maybe texting me like kind of what your schedule is and the cost and everything like that?
Yeah, I've got one in Salt Lake next month. So yeah, maybe you'd want to come down to that.
Oh, that would be awesome. We'd love to know when that is. Jason, as you know, I'm still selling real estate and just wondered, we've kind of had this crazy market over the last couple of years, and just wondered, are you curious about what's going on right now with the market?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always curious to know what values are.
No, awesome. There's just a lot of speculation, rates are kind of up right now. Have you guys considered making a move?
No, we're pretty comfortable here in the neighborhood.
Great. How long have you guys been there now?
Oh, we've been here about 20 years.
Oh, wow, has it been that long? I guess we've been there about as long. That's crazy. Where did you guys move from when you guys came into the neighborhood?
Oh, we just moved from Davis County.
Okay, what brought you down here to Syracuse?
Just needed a little more room, a little larger lot, just a little more open. Well, back then I was a little more open.
Okay, have you guys liked it down here?
Yeah, other than the mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. If you guys were to move again down the road, where would you go next?
Oh, that's hard to say. Maybe up into Box Elder County.
What would take you up into Box Elder with you
Uh,
coming from Davis?
Oh, just less traffic and slower pace.
Okay, would like when you retire, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, probably so.
Well, Jason, I know I asked you about the market, but right now even though rates are a little bit high right now, prices are down because rates are higher. There's a lot of lenders that are willing to do these, buy downs for the next couple of years until rates do go back down a little bit. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to see the threes again, but we're going to at least, get down to a decent rate to where, lenders are even doing these, no cost or very low cost refinances for people when rates do go back down over the next couple of years. And so right now you can get in at the lower prices so that you can really gain equity when things do go back up over the next couple of years. So right now, before prices do start skyrocketing again, and it's also a good time to sell because, we are still seeing buyers. People are still trying to get into homes because of it. So it's really actually a really great time to buy and sell right now. If we were to look at the equity in your home and it made sense for you guys to maybe do something right now, would you want to look at that?
Probably not yet. I still travel a lot with my job and don't want to be any further from the airport. Would like to probably make that move after we retire.
Okay, when are you planning to retire?
Oh,
That's a nice
it's
thought.
probably probably going to be a couple of more years. So
Okay, great. Well, Jason, I'll just kind of keep in touch with you if you don't mind. Get your email and maybe just send you some information about homes that are on the market, some real estate, what's going on and that kind of thing, and just kind of keep in touch with you. And if you have any questions, you can get a hold of me.
okay, yeah,
And I get his email. And then, hey, just before I let you go real quick, have you used anybody currently or in the past that's done a great job for you? Like, I'm always looking for great accountants, attorneys, even in the service industry, like plumbers, roofers. Like, have you used anybody that does a really great job that I could refer to clients and family members?
Yeah, I have a good accountant that I could send you his information.
Awesome. Do you mind texting that contact information to me? And just if you think of anybody else, just because it's really hard to, people are so busy right now that it's really hard to get really good people right now. So if you don't mind sending me that information, I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, that would be fine. I can do that.
Okay, awesome. And then I've got your most current email. And then what's the name of your business that you're doing, your speaking business?
I speak, you listen.
I really like that. And, and I don't mind getting the information out for you. I talk to, hundreds of people every month. So, anything that I could ever help you with in regards to your speaking, just because I really do talk to a lot of people every month. So, if you want to send me that information over on your next speaking, and then I can kind of, if I have that information, I can also help you out that way. I don't mind doing that. So,
Okay, great. Thanks.
all right. Well, Jason, it was nice catching up with you, and I wish you the best. And if there's ever anything I can do with you in regards to real estate, please let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jason. So did you kind of get the gist of that?
Yeah.
I mean, you could done other things, but you just kind of have, I mean, I felt like I still kind of maybe went a little long. You have to kind of gauge him and her, like if they're really busy, or, you could have maybe asked if they had any other family members that were looking to buy or sell, or if, you could have gone down the line of like, they have equity in their home. Have they thought of investing, in their future? If they're not going to buy right now, if they thought about using the equity in their home, which I didn't even say anything about that. You guys, there's so many routes right now that you can, go through to see if there's any kind of appointment, right? If they were interested in investing, what I would do is say that, I have a great lender that specializes in, people just like yourself that are thinking of, first time investing. I'll have them reach out to you in the next 48 hours. And we'll see if you feel comfortable and it makes sense for you guys to do something like that. So just kind of exhaust those type of possibilities. So, all right. Does anyone want to try this? No, and you don't have to use this. This is just a guide. This has just helped me over the years because truly it has been hard for me to call my neighbors. And this has actually helped me call my neighbors because it's given me a different perspective. Because you guys, if we don't reach out to people we know, we can't be mad when a sign goes up in their yard. Because I mean, I've had so many people over the years come in, agents, and be like, oh, either that person doesn't like me or they feel a certain way or whatever. And I'm like, have you ever stopped to think that they may just view you as their friend, but they don't view you as a real estate professional because you haven't called and made you a real estate professional in their eyes. You are just their neighbor, their friend, their cousin, their brother, their sister, their whatever. You're not viewed as a real estate professional for them, right? Because we haven't made it that way. No one wants to give it a whirl. Do you want to give it a whirl, Don?
Well, I would, but in all honesty, I would never use this script.
Don't use this script then. Use the one you use. This is just for anyone that maybe wants to have a different approach. You can use, this is why I put these 4 things at the bottom, and you can do anything that you want to, as long as like you have in mind kind of like, what is my call going to be? Or like, do I have what I'm going to say? Or do you just kind of fly by the hip? And that's okay too, as long as you call them, right?
So what kind of approach would you use, Don?
Yeah, why don't you just do whatever approach you use, and let's just do that. And Brian, will you be his SOI for him?
Sure.
And then Don, who should he be? Give him the name of one of your SOI.
David.
Okay, Brian, you are David.
All right.
All right, go for it.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, David, this is Don. How you doing?
Hey, good, Don. How you doing?
Good. Hey, I just wanted to talk to you for a couple of minutes. Just wondering, how's retirement going?
Oh, I think my wife wants to send me back to work, but it's pretty good.
Maybe you should just send her back to work.
Yeah, there you go. It's her turn, right?
Exactly. So you doing much traveling now that you're retired, or what's going on?
Yeah, every now and then. Just got back from a cruise about a month ago.
Oh, nice. Where'd you go?
Just down to Mexico.
Ah, good. This is a great time to get out of Utah.
Yeah, it's definitely good to get a little sunshine from time to time.
Yeah. I know also that you have been doing a few projects on your home now that you have some more time. I was just wondering, how's that going?
The honey-do list just keeps growing. I get one thing crossed off and 2 more projects get added on, it seems, but making progress.
Okay.
Keeps me busy.
Okay, good, good. So with those projects, have you needed to use any outside sources, any contractors, plumbers, electricians that you would recommend? I'm always trying to make a list of professionals that I can refer out to my other clients when they call me for a referral.
Yeah, we had a good roofer come out a few months ago, and that's something I didn't want to tackle on my own. So they did a great job.
Okay, awesome. Would you mind just sending his contact information over to me via text?
Yeah, I think I still got his number. I'll text it over to you.
Okay, and was there anything particular that you really liked about that roofer? I mean, was it price or was it, his speed of service or?
Yeah, I mean, price was definitely a factor there. I want to make sure they're doing a good job, but if I can save a couple $1,000s, I'm always wanting to do that. But they came in and did a good job and got it done quick.
Okay, great. That is awesome. I will add that roofer to my list. And just as a reminder, David, I do have a list of a lot of different professionals that I've used or clients have used over the years. So if you ever need a recommendation, just give me a call, and I'd be happy to pass that information on to you. I know I had, another neighbor here across the street just took down their tree, and I wish they would have called me because I have a great tree guy that probably would have saved them a lot of money. But so yeah, I just like to get that word out that I do have a list of individuals. So
Oh, that's good to know. I'll keep that in mind.
okay, great. Well, tell Debbie I said hello, and I hope you guys have a great week.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay, talk to you later, Brian.
All
David.
right.
Can I give
See
you
you,
one,
Don.
Katie?
Awesome. I just
I
think
think
that as
everybody's
long
gonna
as
have
you
their own
can reach
style,
out,
and that was awesome, Don. Because
that's
we got to
awesome.
remember who we're talking to. It's a next door neighbor. They know us personally, right? So that was a really good approach.
Yeah, it's as long as you can call them, like you just call them. Like this is mostly if like you struggle making a phone call, any kind of approach that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Like for me, I don't really know Jason. I know his wife better. So like for me, like trying to get to know him a little bit better because I don't really know him personally. Did you notice, Brian, how I was using the just listed, just sold 5 questions at the very beginning? Where I said, how long have you guys lived here? How did you happen to pick, Syracuse,
Oh
moving to
yeah.
Davis County? If you were to move again, where would you go? Did you notice how I learned that they actually are thinking about moving to Box Elder in the next couple of years? Like I would have never known that, not asking those questions, right?
Yeah, and I think kind of bringing that up from time to time with them just keeps you on the top of their mind when they actually get closer to pulling the trigger on that, right?
Right.
And they remember those conversations and they say, "Oh yeah, we should call Katie and have her help."
Right. And it goes back to just the whole thing of just being more curious, right? Than assuming. Like be more curious about what they're really thinking and not just assuming they're never going to move, right? Because people are always thinking of something down the road.
Yeah.
You just don't know unless you ask the questions, right?
Another more immediate response is to ask them for referrals. And I think that's an approach. We only have about 2 minutes left because we've got to jump on another call, but let me just give you a different idea.
Yeah,
Don, why don't you be
that's
Don?
on here, Daryl, and we talked about that. And that's something that I didn't ask, but that's another approach you can ask to make sure, does your family need help? Does your neighbors, does a church member, does anybody, like that's just another line of questioning if you feel like you can stay on the line longer.
Yeah, and I think your neighbors are going to be, at least for me, if Don lives 8 doors down from me and I know who he is and he knows who I am, but we're really not acquainted, to stay on the phone with him for 5 minutes is going to be annoying. And I'm just reversing the roles. If I'm Don and you're calling me, I'm thinking, what the hell do you want?
No, and that's what I said at the very end of my script. I said, I usually won't stay on the phone that long.
Right. I got you.
I'll go down one
When
line of questioning each
when I make the
time.
cold calls, I usually want to have a point in my mind. What is the goal of my call?
Yes,
And I want to have something of value that I'm going to do for them. So Janet and I, my assistant, we're using the KV Core. It's actually a CMA, but you can create an abbreviated version of it, so it looks like it's just a valuation report. So it's not a sales pitch. So we're calling all of our past people primarily. I haven't thought about calling my friends and neighbors on my street, which is probably a good idea. And we say, you know, the market has changed a ton lately. We're doing this report for a lot of our clients. You mind if I just send you a copy of it so you can see what the value of your house is? And I know you're probably not moving right now. You've been my neighbor for 100 years, right? But if you have any family members or friends or relatives that might be interested in knowing this information, I can send them a copy of it as well. And by the way, did you know that if you have kids or friends that are interested in buying new construction, there's a state program with $20,000 that the state's giving to those buyers as assistance to get into new homes? Just want to make sure you were up to date on that. Is it okay if I send you the report?
no,
Short
I
and
love
sweet.
that. Always giving them something of value. It's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Anyway, just a
I
thought.
didn't know about the $20,000 thing.
Yeah, there's a new state grant available. Talk to your lender. Make sure that you're
Okay.
informed about it. There's a flyer that you can get. It's a good
All
pitch.
right.
It's new, it's first-time home buyers, and it's new construction under $450,000. And it's
Wow,
a $20,000 grant.
And
wow.
there's
I didn't
income
know about that.
limits.
What's that, Don?
And there's income limits.
Yes, there's always
Always,
hooks.
always income limits.
Always a catch. Yep.
But boy, it's something to
Always
talk
a gap.
about. Always something to talk about.
Yes.
Makes
So
you the
again,
expert, right?
yes. So again, I just want to repeat in case everybody didn't catch on this script. You don't want to do all of this. This is just like one thing at a time sometimes, gives you different ideas when you make those phone calls, right? So you're always thinking, how can I expand my sphere? Bye, Daryl. And the reason I even do the calling to the neighbors, you guys, is to get businesses, because I would rather talk to businesses than my neighbors. Businesses is where I get more referrals, attorneys, accountants, my gosh, financial planners, insurance people. Like those are the people that are going to really send me referrals. Professional people. Those are, and then plumbers, roofers, electricians. Those are people that are out, you know, people don't refer business, or people usually don't sell their home unless they're fixing things. And those kinds of service providers, they hear stuff, right? So really quick, I know I'm supposed to jump on that call too, but I'm going to spend just a few more minutes showing you guys this. So I just barely got this typed up. So first I go through, like, if you're calling, like someone gave you an attorney, right? Your neighbor, your neighbor's sister, or just, you know, a past client, or we call them just your client. I got to get done calling it the past client. And then the second page goes through, like, if you're calling a roofer, plumber, electrician, like what that conversation would look like. And it's about the same, it's just a little different. Like with attorneys and those, I call it the professional, the preferred professionals list. And then on this, I call it the preferred vendor list. So just really quick, you know, hi, my name is Katie with Remax. You know, I didn't realize that your sister Sue is my neighbor. I'm always looking for great professionals such as yourself to refer to my friends, family, and clients. Sue says so many amazing things about you, and therefore I would appreciate if you would allow me to refer you when I have others who need your service. Are you taking on more clients? Can you tell me just a little bit more about what you specialize in? Great. Are you okay if I add you to my preferred professionals list? Great. Can I make sure that I have your correct contact information, right? So make sure they get your email, phone, you know, business name, all of that. And then if I come across someone in need of your service, would you prefer me to give them your information, or would you prefer an email, text, or have them, or email, text, or call you for me to call you? Great. So may I ask, when you have clients with real estate needs, do you have a great agent that takes good care of those clients for you? And so this just goes through, if they say, no, I really do need a good agent, great. I would like to have an opportunity to show you and your clients my great service that I offer. If I come across a client with real estate needs, you simply text me their name and number, and I'll find out if I can help them. And then I'll text you my contact information. So as you read through this, you're not going to sound like a robot, right? You're going to like sound more personable. But then if they say, yes, I already have somebody that I use, you can say, these are some questions that you can kind of go through them. Great. Most people do have a great agent that they're using right now. What areas are they servicing? So maybe they just are servicing Davis County, or maybe just Salt Lake County, or whatever. Would it be helpful for you to have more than one agent servicing your clients? Are you willing to give out several names in case it's difficult to either reach them because they're out of town or extra busy? Can I be a second option for your clients? Is one agent able to service all of your clients' needs? So if they say, yes, I'm happy to give out more than one agent name, great. I'd like to have that opportunity, show you what a great job, great service that I offer. If I come across a client with real estate needs, or if you come across a client, you can simply text me their name and number, and then I'll just simply find out if I can help them. I'll text you my contact information so that you have that. I look forward to keeping in touch with you. I hope that we can, down the road, help each other. Have a wonderful day, and please reach out if I can help you with anything with real estate or if you have any questions, right? So again, make it your own. It just kind of gives you a guide to like talk to them once you get that name. Does that make sense? And then it's very similar, but it's just a little bit different. So again, the beginning part is exactly the same. Are you really busy right now? Meaning, are you extra busy in your business right now? Can I refer business to you? So think of a roofer. Can I refer business to you right now? And he says, yes. Can you tell me specifically what you do? Or email that information. So maybe if he's a roofer or, a plumber, maybe like the services that they offer. Great. Are you okay if I add you to my preferred vendor list? Sure. Can I make sure that I have your correct contact information? So make sure you've got their name, all their contact. When I have someone that needs your service, how would you like me to get them in contact with you? Can I just give them your name and cell? Great. When you hear that your clients have real estate needs, do you have a good agent that you refer your clients to? So again, go through that whole thing. I think it's the same thing, except on this one, I always say, will you be my eyes and ears out there as you go on jobs? Sellers don't normally fix things until they are ready to sell. If you hear people talking about selling, buying, or investing, simply text me their name and number. I keep it very simple. I will call and see if there's anything I can do to help, and I'll text you my contact information or email. And if they say, yes, I have an agent, again, it goes through that, what areas do they service? Would it be helpful to have more than one agent? Those same line of questioning, and then continue with, if they say that you can be a second option, it's basically the same conversation with, will you be my eyes and ears out there as people go to sell? They normally don't sell. And I'm telling you, garages, if people are cleaning out their garage and they never clean out their garage, they're usually selling their house, right? So it's just little signs like that. And then again, just the close. So for me, like when it comes to, like, of course, I'm going to call my past clients, right? My clients. But when it comes to calling neighbors, friends, yes, there are some that will refer you business, but on the most part, it's difficult to get referrals out of people until they either use you as for some kind of real estate, or, if they're pleasant to me on the phone, I will absolutely keep calling them. But if they're not, I'm not going to suffer through calling someone that I don't want to call. I'm just not going to do it. Like Dawn, I'm not going to feel guilty because I'm not calling someone that doesn't want to hear from me, or that isn't like a fun phone call. Like, I like calling businesses that give me referrals and appreciate my business, right? Appreciate my service, value what I do. Those are the people I want to call, right? Not the people that kind of are hesitant with me on the phone and wonder why I'm calling them. I'm not going to call those people. But if they're friendly and they like hearing from me, And, you know, they do like tell me people that are moving and they're, you know, kind. And of course, I'm going to keep them on my calling list. But you get to decide that. That's the great thing about this business, is you get to decide, right? So did this help at all? And like Daryl said, this is just a guide. This is something that has helped me. And as you practice it, you can make it your own. And so it doesn't sound rehearsed or like robotic, right?
Yep.
And then just so you know, and for anybody else that's watching this call and before next week, we're not going to have role play on the 23rd, which is next week. So we'll have it on that last week of March. And I think it's like the 30th of March. So that will be our next role play. And I think we'll do this. I think we'll do this just for a minute, just so we can practice. And it won't necessarily be this one, Dawn. But we'll do, I think we'll also do a little bit of just listed and expireds as well. But I'll just kind of touch on this for a few people that wanted to get this information. So, but again, and I'll repeat this, you guys, SOI is going to be your foundation, right? You want that referral business coming in. It takes time to build it, but man, that is the basis of your business. You should be making at least 5 contacts, if not, you know, doing something else like the videos on a daily basis, or, you know, something consistently with your SOI to build that foundation. And it doesn't matter how you reach out, as long as you're reaching out, right? So, any questions, you guys?
No, I don't think so.
Will you just send these last 2 scripts over?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I know. I didn't. Yeah, I know. I think one of them was posted, and then the other one I just barely finished last night. So I will send those over to you guys.
Okay.
Okay, appreciate it.
Of course. You guys have a great week. Anything I can do for you, let me know.
Okay, will do.
All right.
Thanks, Katie.
Thanks, you guys. See you later.